setup is just geared against the bishop pair. Black's structure here is a bit, well, what's the opposite of fluid? It's a bit static. Static. And simply because you can never really play d5, the e5 pawn will hang. b4 is intended to clamp down not just on the b4 pawn.
Niemann. And I remember a few years ago, Vidit was exclusively a d4 player. But of course, you know, these days, to be at the top, you have to serve with both hands, so to speak. And now we see e4.
I love that pun, Jovanka. You got to serve with both hands.
Gosh, that was a complete accident.
Will the position go up in smoke?
Yeah,
Oh no.
Very nice, very nice.
Okay, let's go. Let's go very briefly from the start here. This is going to be a big clash. Hans Niemann yawning on the camera there because he's actually had all of this before. We saw him earlier in the tournament play the Berlin defense. This time he goes towards more classical Roy Lopez territory. And in this position, rather than allowing the the Marshal with d5 here, Black sacrifices a pawn. Very well known, very theoretical waters. The anti-Berlin, White puts pressure on b5. Hans reacts with bishop b7, and I think just in recent times alone, bishop d2, this last move has become very trendy, just stopping Black from putting a knight on a5. Queen d7, and again, Hans Niemann, he's had this before. All of the moves blitzed out. We're already at move 13 in this game, and Black's knight maneuver, dropping the knight back to d8, is intending to put the knight on e6, a very solid square, and I'm expecting him to do that now.
He's going for it, and there you go. It's on the board.
Yeah, on the board. Again, still, this must be deep preparation from Vidit. He's got more time than he started the game with, and he knows his opponent has experience in this exact position. Various plans for White. You can just reroute the knight to g3, later try to land it into f5, even swing your queen in some scenarios to try to bring it in. But okay, he actually removes this knight from the board. Wow, didn't expect this one, Jovanka.
No, not what I expected either. I liked your plan of moving the queen to a1, and it does feel like this is a no-risk scenario for White. You know, Black very much solid, but on the back foot, and bishop takes e6. I'm just going to bring up my database and see whether there have been any games in this particular line. And
while you do that, Jovanka, Hans Niemann, he gave a bit of a smile there. He looked off to the left. He's definitely recalling something. He has to take with the pawn, just to mention, and he does indeed do so. Queen takes would have simply dropped the pawn on b5. No real compensation for Black here. So he takes back with the pawn, and okay, b4 from Vidit. Any games in this one?
yes, some games in this one, and only two though.
Okay.
Let me rewind. Let's see how that one continued, because it's just easier for me to.
Okay, so b4 has been played by Vidit.
Yep, b4 played, and
White's choice, Hans Niemann now. Looks like he's meditating or trying to recall his
hides on a3, and after queen c1, this is the key point. The bishop will block the check, attack the queen, and if that's not good enough, the queen takes g7. Checkmate.
Yeah, the white knight covers c4, the white bishop defends all the squares. There's another check, this knight b1, but this will of course not get anywhere. Hans Niemann has nothing left to do. And just to show the black king's helplessness, king g6 would walk into a checkmate, and the final pawn push g4 would be the killer blow. No way to keep fighting in this game.
Yeah. So after this victory, Vidit will move to 4.5 points, and that means he also moves into the lead.
Yeah, he lost one of the early rounds, remember Vidit, but he's on a roll. He's been winning a bunch recently, and this was a really nice game actually. He got a small advantage at the opening, squeezed, and then took his chance when it came.
Yeah, it was very instructive. The choice of the opening, it was one-way traffic, and Hans Niemann would not be happy at all with how this developed, because he didn't feel like he got a chance actually. He got a chance to draw.
If he found a really accurate, really difficult maneuver, we think earlier Hans Niemann could have drawn, but yeah, just the opening, really instructive. I'm going to go study this one myself. Looks like he cut all the tactics out of the game, did it? Very early on.
And there we see queen b1 played, king hides on a3. Was the way to do it.
c1. He's just hoping for a last trick. King a2 would at least allow bishop to d7, and the 7th rank is blocked instead. Of course, bishop retreats to b2 and handshake.
Yep.
Vidit takes the win.
He takes the win, moves up to 4.5 points, and is now in the shared lead. And well, there are other games ongoing that are super important. Maybe we check back on Vladislav Artemiev against Ali Reza.